Pokemon is extremely popular in India, especially among millennials who grew up watching Ash and Friends adventures on TV. In the early 2000s, multiple brands collaborated with Pokémon Company and launched exclusive Pokémon merchandise and freebies for kids. I remember buying pack of Cheetos or Uncle Chips almost every other day to pull the Jenga cards, Tazos and other gifts. If you had Mewtwo, Charizard or Pikachu, you could flaunt it in your school. Now, 2 decades later, when the hobby of Pokemon card collecting has reached its peak popularity, Indian collectors need to rely on international sellers and other collectors for Pokemon cards. Even though the popularity of Pokemon cards and other merchandise has increased significantly over the years, the Pokemon Company has turned a blind eye towards the Indian market. Despite the massive demand for authentic Pokemon cards among Indian collectors, the Pokemon Company does not officially sell the Pokemon TCG products in the country. As a result, the market is being flooded with fake Pokemon cards. Visit the major e-commerce platforms such as Amazon, Flipkart or Meesho and you will see what kind of products are being sold there. Kids who do not know what's fake and what's authentic are buying these products, thinking that they are building a great collection. Now, it is not their fault. The average pocket money for a kid in India is around 1500 rupees per month. In some cities, it is much lower than that. It is not possible to build a collection of authentic Pokemon cards on that budget, as an English booster pack costs around 1000 rupees at the moment. So when they see a Pokemon pack available at 20-30 rupees, they invest in that, as the images on the cards resemble the original artwork. To make it even more interesting, the fake cards have golden, black and rainbow card backs, which make them the chase cards. In a way, the counterfeit Pokemon TCG products in the Indian market have their own rarities and chases that has nothing to do with the international standards of Pokemon card collection. So yeah, if you are collecting Pokemon cards from the 20-30 rupee packs, you can do that. Just don't expect the cards to have any monetary value in the Pokemon card market. In fact, if you are a student with no income, I would not recommend you to collect authentic Pokemon cards as they are quite expensive. Now let me come back to the point that the Pokemon Company does not officially sell Pokemon cards in India. Then how do an Indian collector build their collection of authentic cards? Well, you rely on international sellers for that. You have eBay where you can get authentic Pokemon TCG products at the market price. However, you often need to pay a hefty amount for international shipping charges and customs clearance. Also, you do not get an immediate delivery. You need to wait somewhere around 20 to 45 days to receive the product. If you do not want to go through that hassle, you can visit a few Indian websites where they resell Pokemon TCG products with an estimated delivery time of 5 to 10 days. In fact, I have been buying Pokemon TCG cards from these sites for more than a year. However, there's also a downside to this. You see, importing Pokemon TCG products in near mint condition from the US or Japan requires additional expenses. Also, the Indian sellers are paying for the international shipping charges and customs fees when buying those products from the international marketplace. And do not forget about the profit margin on these products. As a result, the authentic Pokemon TCG products you find in the Indian market are at least 10% more expensive than their international market price. So yeah, it's not easy to be a Pokemon card collector in India. You need to filter through counterfeit products, wait several weeks for the latest sets to be available in the Indian market, and pay more than the international market price to get your hands on your preferred cards or products. If you have the budget, patience, and the will to build a collection of authentic Pokemon cards, here's a video where I talk about the trusted Indian websites that sell authentic Pokemon cards. Click on it and I will see you there.